Hey, how are you?
Oh my God, you are radiant.
Thank you. It was a crazy day, but I got through it. It
Me
was
too.
wonderful. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
find no matter how crazy it gets, inside or out, that the more I am simply faithful to me. I think this just might be the whole point of it all is discovering who you are so you can remain faithful to you. Because if you don't know who you are, you can't remain faithful to you. I'm sitting here with my friend Sarah. Sarah's actually more than a friend, she's family. And Sarah's done a whole bunch of cool things with us: Dream Driven Day, Manifesting Mastery course, Remarkable. And let's just dive in. Sarah, I'd love to ask, who are you and how did you find us?
Hi, my name is Sarah Ratti. I live in Italy. I found you because you came up on my YouTube list one day when I was looking for something from Neville Goddard, and I said, let me try it. I had tried a lot of stuff, but I was wondering why I was feeling still so stuck, that I was not moving anywhere beyond the state of distress, constantly looking for signs, constantly feeling depressed, and not living the life that I thought that was meant to be. I thought life was supposed to be joyous and loving. And then I found you.
Hmm. I remember your first, excuse me, I remember your first emails to us when you joined us in Manifesting Mastery, and you always signed them Sarah calling from Italy. And for me, when somebody signs up for a course, I love to get to know them. I celebrate when somebody registers because I know that if they do the course, their life will change. And I love getting to know someone, as you know. And you always sign Sarah calling from Italy. You found us on the YouTube. Were you skeptical before you joined us?
I wasn't skeptical because I'm very open-minded. Um, as a matter of fact, I've been accused of being too gullible. But what was the problem? I wasn't understanding you. I wasn't understanding the language. I was having difficulty. And I asked myself, who is this guy who's got a name that's a number? I'm like, how am I gonna figure this out? There I was again, trying to figure it out. And it wasn't at all about figuring it out. It was about
Yeah.
being. It was about being present, even with a guy who's got a name that's a number.
I love that you put it that way because I one of my favorite things is to point out confusion always comes before understanding. And it's all about experience. And it sounds like your experience in MM took you from trying to figure it out to finding something because of the little experiential things we do.
Yes.
Yeah, that's that means a lot to me. That's exactly why we made it the way we did. So what's happened in your life as a result of diving in with MM, Triple D, Remarkable?
MM was the launching pad. I had to do MM twice. Manifesting Mastery was a trip. It was going beyond what was my regular daily life, and it was immersing myself, a leap of faith into unknown waters. It was really being courageous. to try to understand the language, try to be in the loop. And I was always fearful that I wasn't getting it. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting this. I'll come back to it later. I'll re-listen, I'll reread, and maybe I'll get it. And then I just felt like I'm just gonna plow through this. And if I don't get it the first time, I'll redo it.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll definitely get it the second time around.
So how have you changed? How's your life changed?
Well, and I don't know how I did this, but we had a business failure, and I didn't know how I could ever get past it. And to this day, I just knew that learning that I was the operant power, and it wasn't about going all positive. It was just about managing the inner conversations. It was about like letting me shine through and keep on keeping on with our business, always believing in that business. So we got over this really big financial difficulty, and my sons joined into the business. They wanted to. And we opened up a second store. And then all of a sudden, we mushroomed into a third store. And like just last year, we opened a fourth store.
Lovely, lovely.
And to be honest with you, I still don't know how I did it. I just imagined success. I just imagined the rest and the peace. It wasn't just
Bingo.
about the money. It wasn't
Yes.
just about like having money or being rich. It was just about that peace of mind. Like the well-being was in the background. And then after I started doing one DDD and not understanding it and getting on the calls and hearing people speak and staying in the background, and then the third time speaking up and playing more in the group and starting to get it, starting to understand that we're family and that each of us who shares helps the other one. Well, that was the turning point for me. That it wasn't just about manifesting, because it's good to have your stuff. It's good to pay your bills. It feels really great. But it was when I became familiar with the fact that I was the operant power, that I had the bus that I was driving, that I owned it.
I love how you said you weren't trying to be positive about life, about what's happening. Instead of choosing positive, you chose to explore the power we are, the operant power. Like Neville says, the power doesn't operate itself. And I love how you've gone from one store to four.
Yes.
But even more, I absolutely adore that you treasure what I treasure, which is that inner experience of you that supports it all. Because when you are at peace, wealth flows. When you're not at peace, you could have all the riches of the world and you wouldn't enjoy them, and they would feel fleeting.
And that you're contracted. You're completely hardened and in a shell, and not being able to relate to people. Not because in my business, I have daily interaction with other people. So if you're completely contracted, you're not being you. You're not
Yes.
giving that life, that spark, that joy, that love. You can't be creative. You can't have impact. You can't give because you don't have for you. When you're so contracted and so worried about paying the bills and worried about what's going to happen and cluttering your head with details and worry and just like dread, then it's not going to work. You just have to have a big courageous leap of faith and open yourself up to it. And I know that it sounds easy to talk about, but it took some study. It took some little tiny mouse steps. What we talk
I,
about in our DDDs,
yes.
yeah, you have to take the tiny steps.
A
Yeah,
phrase that I've had showing up a lot recently is helping people make courageous decisions. But we need to learn what's behind them, because it's one thing to make a big decision or try to or agonize about it. It's another thing to live life that faith in God is measured by the confidence in you. Being willing to go, I don't understand this, but I'm going to do it. I don't understand this, but I'm going to do it again. I don't understand this, but suddenly I found family. I found friendship. I found peace. And hey, look at my stores. Look at my
yeah,
family. Look at my
yes,
clients, because I love my people.
yes. I love that I can be myself. I love that I can talk about it now. I was ashamed of my business failure. I was ashamed of the gossip that was going around. Like my friend Beth says, small town, big family.
Yes.
But from Manifesting Mastery Lesson 1, the girls giggled. That was a big, giant leap, knowing that sometimes people don't talk about you to be mean. Sometimes it's compassion. Sometimes it's just trying to understand what the other person is going through, and we're not accepting it for what it really is. And sometimes you have to take stuff with a grain of salt and let it
Yep.
go,
Yep. The
you
girls
know?
giggled. All right. Now what?
Now, exactly.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So let me ask, who would you suggest take our courses or our trainings, join us in the next round of whatever we're offering?
I would suggest it to anyone who is really looking to find out who exactly they are, wanting to peel off all of the things they've learned, all all of the stuff that they've compiled in what they think is a real consciousness. Because what we really are is just the stillness. Really, every course that I've taken, and even from the little store, the Neville Goddard store, they have these great packets in there. What I found is that even when I go back to redo it, it's a peeling off of a layer that did not serve me anymore. It was getting rid of the crystals. It was buying the pearl, getting rid of the crystals, getting rid of the angels, looking for signs, all of those things that they had in the beginning of the New Age thing, when that was a big vogue thing. You had to do New Age stuff. But anybody who's looking to find out who they really are, and wanting to discover the power that is in them, and knowing that it's such a humbling experience, and that it's not just about having the stuff, it's about being you.
Mm. Truly.
Yes.
Sarah, I want to thank you for sharing your story, your inner experience with the listeners today. Is there anything final you would like to add in, or anything that you'd like to ask me to share with this?
Well, in the middle of all of that financial difficulty that's way, way in the past, I also had a health journey that I had to go through. And I think, and my husband had a big healing journey that started last year. I think that if I didn't have the Neville Goddard teachings and friends like you and all of the other folks here, I don't think that I could have gotten through it, not with the ease and grace with which I have. And so I am really grateful for all of this, because like I said, it's not just about manifesting stuff. It's about being at peace, enjoying good health, having family. It's really all about the small things in life.
Mm. Those small
Yes.
seeming things. I call them
Yes.
the hinges that massive doors swing upon.
Yes.
Yeah. The love that we are.
The love that we are, the stillness that we are.
Thank you, Sarah. This is going to bless a lot of people. And I just want to thank you for taking your time today to share with us.
It was my pleasure. It was really my pleasure. And I am so grateful to you, 20, and to Victoria, and to all the people here that we share with.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.